said, what kind of wrong message are we sending to the patients? That you can eat whatever you want, but we have a lot of things to take care of. So that's really bad. And I think the prevention, it's time. I think we are maturing up now to talk about prevention rather than. And so I think, so I think the number one that I dealt with was the high cholesterol and heart disease. And then in succession, it came to diabetes, of course, was there. And a lot of these are not segregated diseases. These are all conjoined. They're all, linked with each other, obesity and all that. So we will start with some chronic diseases, a lot of implications, which I realized that animal foods has a lot to do with these chronic diseases. So I'll go through the slides and that will bring up my discussion. So let me just... So the main diseases that we're really dealing with is the coronary artery disease, high cholesterol, diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and some cancers. This can be reversed to some extent. Hypertension is a multifactorial disease. So sometimes it does have an effect, but diet and of course, low salt diet and weight loss will, no question, will help. But there are also people who are skin body and they still have a high blood pressure. So a lot of genetic factors, psychological factors, stress related. So all those things, but I will talk mainly on the heart disease, diabetes, obesity, and some cancer. So heart disease, there is a very tremendous close link between animal foods and a heart disease. And the question is, what's wrong? What's wrong with the animal foods, right? So the question comes is why the animal food is so strongly linked with the heart disease. And my answer is not an answer, it's a question. My question is, what is cholesterol? And if I ask this question to 100 people, 98% of the people will not get it. I had tried it in my practice and only 2 young students, biology students, will give me the right answer. The answer is, and believe me, a lot of, in the medical school also, there is no dedicated separate education for nutrition, which is very alarming because that's where the focus should be, and it's not. So that's why our job comes in very precious to really raise the awareness of all these things. So cholesterol is, and yes, everybody, if I ask everybody, say, what is cholesterol? They say, yeah, we know that it causes heart attacks and this. No, I'm not talking about that. What is cholesterol? Why do we have cholesterol in our body? What does it do for us? So that's where the answer comes in. So I Googled, believe it or not, and it came up with an answer. It's an organic molecule. It's basically a cell wall of all animal cell is made out of cholesterol. So if you really think about it, so it's a fat, it's an organic molecule, it's a lipid molecule. It makes the cell wall of every cell. That means every single cell in our body has a cell wall made out of cholesterol. And the same thing is true for the animals. If you draw the blood of a cow will have a cholesterol. Chicken has a cholesterol, snake has a cholesterol. It's unbelievable. And that really was an eye-opener. So I started searching. I said, how much cholesterol is in animal
So
food?
essentially, Dr. Shah.
Yes.
So essentially, Dr. Shah, cholesterol, what you're saying, cholesterol is a very important organic molecule, and it is crucial. Like our body makes cholesterol, and it's
Absolutely.
very essential for our cells to have cholesterol, right?
Yes, it is made in our liver, and our body is very, very smart. This is the highest, smartest machine made by the nature is our human body. And yes, we know how much cholesterol to make. So there is no need to take cholesterol from outside. So that's really an eye-opener. So I searched on the cholesterol content on different food food items. For example, a steak would cost you 149 milligrams of cholesterol. And that means every time you drink milk, eat cheese, butter, yogurt, ghee, everything is loaded with cholesterol. Same thing with chicken and fish. People were told that, chicken and fish is not so bad. They are healthier options. Maybe in comparison with steak, yes. But in comparison to plant-based diet, they all are loaded with cholesterol. For example, a fish, half a fillet of the salmon will cost you 112 milligrams of cholesterol. And milk, 1 cup, 24 milligrams. 1 cup of cheese, whopping 256 milligrams of cholesterol. 1 cup of cheese equals to 10 cups of whole milk. Imagine, on one hand, people drink skim milk and then they have a pizza. Doesn't make sense. So cheese was one of the worst invention of humankind. I'm telling you. Same thing, yogurt, 24 milligrams. Ghee even has cholesterol. Yes, Ayurveda touts all this thing is healthy, but from cholesterol point of view, it's not.
Right.
An egg is really eye-opener. One egg, and who eats one egg? 187 milligrams of cholesterol. So these are and even the fish oil. This been sold in the market, things like fish oil reduces your incidence of heart attack. But then look at this. 1 teaspoonful of fish oil gives you 104 milligrams of cholesterol. So what good is that? So let's talk about the meat-free diets that we are narrowing down to there are 3 kinds. One is vegetarian, where you don't eat meat or fish or chicken or anything like that, but you can still consume dairy, eggs, like products of animals. That's still allowed. And then there is a vegan diet, which has...
Dr. Shah,
yes.
Dr. Shah, a quick question here.
Yes.
You did talk about the cholesterols, the different, how the different food items contain cholesterol.
Yes.
But what about the relationship that cholesterol has with the chronic diseases, with heart disease? Do we have any scientific studies proving that link?
Yes, I will definitely come to that. No question about it. Okay. Yeah, I have 2 major studies which I would like to talk about. Yes, but let's clear out the air about the vegetarian diet. It still includes dairy, eggs, and all that. Vegan diet. Yes, there are no animal foods or no animal products, but they still eat the sugary drinks, concentrated carbs, oils, fried stuff, and all that, which is not healthy either. And there's one study which I'm going to cover. It's actually worse eating that than even eating meat. So let's focus on that. But the best diet at this point, like I said, that's what I've been on, is a whole food plant-based diet, which contains a lot of whole grains, leafy vegetables, fruits, nuts, legumes, but no added oils or salt or sugar like that, So all these things, all these chronic diseases can be prevented with the whole food plant-based diet. And all the plant-based diet has a 0 cholesterol. So as you can imagine, all the animal cells have a cell wall made out of cholesterol. All the plant cells have a cell wall made out of cellulose. The cellulose is fiber. And this fiber means that has no cholesterol. So if you switch, it's like a watertight compartment. You switch from animals to plants, your cholesterol zooms down overnight. And people have a lot of wrong beliefs. They think, oh, cashew have cholesterol, almonds have cholesterol, walnuts. No, not true. You can Google it. Every single product from the plant-based diet will have a 0 cholesterol. No question about it. I tried that. I have a one striking example on one of my patients. I'll show you. She came in with 270 cholesterol. And look at that, 162 of LDL, which is the sticky cholesterol that clogs your arteries. In 8 weeks, she not only lost 6 pounds, she was skinny, to remember that. But her cholesterol dropped from 270 to 162, and LDL dropped from 162 to 94. Tremendous drop just by diet alone. Because I have so many cases like that, but I just wanted to make it because it's was a significant drop that it was an eye opener even for me that the plant-based diet can do that.
So Dr. Shah.
Yes.
Yes. So that's exactly my question, was the next question, and good that you brought the slide up. Like, how do your patients who come in with high cholesterol, what is their risk, or how high is their propensity to develop a full-blown heart disease, coronary artery disease?
So I have 2 studies. One of them was very, very remarkable because it was done all the way in 1998, almost 30 years ago, and it was done by Dean Ornish. He's considered a guru of a plant-based diet. And he did a study on 48 people. 28, he put it on a whole food plant-based diet, and 20, he continued on a regular diet like they were before. The people who were on a plant-based diet, they showed regression. Now, regression is a very powerful word, but it actually opens up your arteries. There is not a single medication, even statins, can claim that. All they can do is prevent the events going further, but the blockages remain as it is. So this is a very remarkable study. Unfortunately, it was a very small study, and yes, it was not many people paid attention to it, only because there is no money. So if there are statins, you can sell something, make money. So all these studies come to the surface, but these studies, they really get neglected. So it was very remarkable. 82% regression happened in the people who were following the healthy diet, and 91% reduction in chest pains and with these lifestyle modifications. But the control group, they continued to progress in their atherosclerosis, which is blockages of the arteries.
I'm assuming, Dr. Shah, sorry, the control group, they are on some kind of medication, right? Some kind of medication.
They were the standard of care which was provided, and despite that, their blockages continue to get worse. So I'll show you, as you can see, the graph that is going up, the 51% increase in the cardiac events on the people who were in a control group versus the treatment group. In his case, the treatment group was the whole food plant-based diet. Actually, there was a 37% drop. So there is an 82% tremendous benefits. So by the way, coincidentally, I just want to mention that Dean Ornish was responsible for converting President Clinton to become vegan, because as you know, all know that President Clinton had a quadruple bypass surgery, and then he had a chest pain again when he was in Haiti, and he had to be flown over back to Washington. Then they did another stent put in, but Dean Ornish approached him and he says, we can reverse all these things. And at this point, as we speak, President Clinton is a staunch vegan and a high recommender for whole food plant-based diet, which was a very successful story that everybody can relate to, So that was one study. And this, so again, the same study showing the significant improvement by adhering to the healthy diet. But the next study, now that was in 1998, but this study was recently in 2017. 200,000 people were studied. They divided into animal foods and non-animal foods, right? So the people who were not on animal foods, they showed significant, like 12% drop in the incidence of heart disease and all that. But in that vegan diet, non-animal foods, they divided into healthy vegan and unhealthy vegan. What was the eye-opener was the healthy vegan, meaning the whole food plant-based diet, whole food, grains, legumes, beans, spinach, and all these fruits and vegetables and all that. They dropped even 7% more, so total 19%. But people who were not eating healthy foods like fried stuffs and cookies and candies and bread and French fries and all those things, which are still vegan theoretically, they actually were, their incidence of heart disease went up. So that was eye-opener. So I want to share that slide. So the one on the left side shows the PDI is the plant-based diet, and then one is healthy and one is unhealthy. So the red line is the healthy plant-based diet, which shows a significant drop. So because the plant-based definitely had shown the improvement, but they defined it into further, whether it's healthy or unhealthy. But the unhealthy, if they segregated out, you see the dotted line is going up and up and up. So the one on the right side, again, is a comparison between animal foods and less healthy plant food. The less healthy plant food actually beat the animal foods. So obviously, we don't want to go on the animal foods. So the healthiest diet is the whole food plant-based diet. So this is really an eye-opener, even for the vegans. They call themselves vegan. We really have to make sure that, like Coach mentioned, you don't want to be a French fries vegan, so it's not even